Hello, and welcome back to the Upland Forum, where we uncover the hidden gems that make Upland shine. So it feels great to be back, and today's episode is one that truly speaks to the heart of our community. So we're focusing on compassion, care, and the people who actually dedicate their work to improving the lives of our seniors right here in Upland. So before we dive in, I want you to think about this, okay? What does it really mean to care for those who once cared for us? That question drives the work of today's featured guest. So joining me shortly are Carrie, Nick, and Ryan from Connect Senior Services. They're part of a team that helps families navigate life transitions with understanding, dignity, and grace. So stick around as we explore how their work is changing lives and why the Upland Manor here in Upland is one of our city's most meaningful hidden gems. So without further ado, let me bring on our special guests. Welcome. How are you guys doing?
Great. How are you doing this morning?
Doing fantastic. Thank you guys for joining us. So let's begin by telling us about the mission behind Connect Senior Services and what inspired its creation.
Well, we were started in 1972, 53 years ago, by the Upland Brethren in Christ churches in the area. And really the heart was they were looking at there was a lot of seniors in the community that needed resources, needed help. But every time they needed to get those resources and help, they were leaving the Upland community. And our church group said, there's a way we can do this better that doesn't make seniors have to be displaced from the community that they've raised their kids in, lived their lives in. We should be able to support them as a community. And so that led our church to form a committee to say, how can we create an organization that helps seniors be able to stay rooted in the communities they've grown and spent their lives living in and serving in.
And I actually should have started with like having you guys introduce yourselves and what role do you play in helping our seniors. So Nick, since you started us off, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do and how you're helping our seniors?
Yeah, my name's Nick Hankins. I am the CEO of Connect Senior Services. I've been with the organization 11 years. Um, Basically, I help see the overall organization, help our individual sites like Upland Manor or Citrus Village, and help our teams just kind of focus and see how we can best reach out to the community.
Oh, excellent.
And hi, my name is Carrie Selwa. I am the development coordinator. I'm the fundraiser for Connect Senior Services. And it's an honor. I've been with the community now for 4 years. And really my passion is to share the mission, share the hope, and the drive here at Connect Senior Services. We want to help seniors thrive in this phase of life by providing them opportunities for joy and connection and transformation through our incredible dining, through our fun and excellent events, and through our rental assistance. We want to help end food scarcity and social isolation and provide fair priced housing. So I love seeing people support, donate, and volunteer. It's incredible, and I'm grateful to be here. Thank you.
And my name is Ryan Showalter. I'm the executive director of the Upland Manor. And so I have the privilege of doing kind of day-to-day operations and helping our seniors thrive here in this community. And also I help to coordinate our Meals on Wheels program, making an impact right here in Upland, and then also Montclair, Ontario, and Rancho Cucamonga.
Oh, excellent. Well, again, welcome. Thank you for joining us today. And I'm going to talk to you guys now that we did a little bit of the introductions. This question is actually whoever wants to take it, but I would love to hear this from each and every one of you. So, what does it mean to each of you to serve the senior community here in Upland?
I'll go first, and I'll let our two local people also answer as well. For me, it brings a lot of passion. When I grew up, I wanted to have a job that wasn't just accumulating wealth for people. I worked in the corporate world for many years before starting to work with Connect in this nonprofit. And for me, there's just a passion to be able to help our seniors, be able to know that when I go home, that what I did today was make sure that people can live this next chapter of their life with dignity and be able to have a place where they can find community, they can find support, they can find the meals, they can find everything they need to thrive in this next chapter of life. My grandparents were very important to me growing up, and I always look at it as when we serve each day as I want the seniors that we serve to have that same feeling of support and love that my grandparents had.
That's awesome.
And I too, when I first heard about the opportunity to be a fundraiser and connect senior services, I have a real big heart for helping seniors. And I also love that it's a Christian nonprofit. Anyone can live here, but I love that we do have opportunities for them to have Bible studies and pray. Also fun things like bingo and other events. And within 2 weeks of starting here at the community, I actually found out from one of our residents that my grandpa was on the board to start Upland Manor in 1972. He's on the far right side, Millard Herr, and he
That's
was
awesome.
the secretary for the Board of Benevolence. I had no clue. He had passed before when I was 15 years old. He didn't talk about his membership and his volunteer service, but I love that he really helped seniors. He called it Christ in Action, and I love that I can continue his legacy through fundraising for the Benevolence Endowment, the Senior Food Endowment, and the Annual Fund. And it's full circle, and God placed me here for a reason, and I love it.
I will say, I want to add something to that you taking care of fundraising is not the easiest job in the world. So I commend you for that because it's really tough, but you're doing a wonderful job to help our senior community. So I just wanted to add that to your comment. So
Thank you, Carlos. I appreciate it.
And for me, whenever I was younger, I worked for a global charity and had the chance to travel the world and do lots of things. And then it came a point where it's time to settle down, and I wanted to make sure that what I cared about globally happened locally as well. And so here's an opportunity to make a difference in people's lives right here in Upland and to see people live out their life with dignity and just learn their stories. There's so many powerful stories that our seniors have, and they don't always have a chance to share it. So whether it's sitting down to lunch or having a cup of coffee, it's giving them a chance of dignity, but also sharing the stories that they steward and living out these years. And so that's been a great opportunity to connect those dots for me.
and that's a great point. Those connections, right? Connecting those dots. And I'm going to come back to this because I wanted to learn. I know each of you have a special story with at least one of the seniors in your facilities. So I want to know more about that, but I'm going to come back to it because I also want to take a moment to make sure that folks understand the kind of services you guys offer and how do they help families during especially these times of change or uncertainty.
I'll let you guys go first.
Don't be shy, guys.
One of the first things that we do is independent living for seniors, and it's a place where they can live and have community and to fight social isolation, and they get a place of connection. And it's one of the primary things that we do here at the Upland Manor and now Citrus Village as we expand. But then beyond that, we also do Meals on Wheels, which is helping people stay where they are and whether they live with family or in their apartments or wherever they are, stay in their communities and still receive the needs that they have on a day-to-day basis and bring that to their doorstep. And so that's two of the primary ways that I see us connecting into our community and really blessing our community.
Yeah, I concur.
Yeah, I'd say-
There's so many.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Nick.
No, you go ahead, Carrie.
Thank
Ladies
you.
first.
Sounds good. So there are 25 events per month at our community. Our calendar is full. Our events coordinator, Nina, does incredible. And it really helps our seniors thrive because when they have something to look forward to, that hope encourages them. It's really true because Americans age 65 and older are considered socially isolated. But when they have those events to look forward to, we're helping to make that statistic go much lower. That stat is going to go lower and lower with our help and with our incredible team. I love seeing them look at those calendars and say, I'm going to be at that bingo. I'm going to be at lunch. I'll be at coffee hour. And I see them in their joy in their faces. And our longest tenure of a resident, she's been here 21 years. Next is 20
Wow.
and then 19. They love being here. And we're excited. We're growing and developing our second community just down the street. Called Citrus Village on Arrow in San Antonio on the Pacific Community Center campus. We're growing and we can't wait to see how that looks as well when it opens up.
Excellent.
Yeah, so I'd say, they've kind of hit on some of the things. Like community is a big backbone of what we like to do is you can live anywhere, but when you're a senior and you live in a normal apartment complex, the majority of the complex leaves at 8 in the morning and comes back at 8 o'clock at night after a hard day at work and taking care of all the shopping and things you have to do just to live a normal life. And those are the active hours of a senior. And so if they are just socially isolated inside a community or normal apartment complex, they often miss having community and support. And so our communities where we provide housing, really our focus is how do we provide community where people can interact and meet people and have connection throughout the day. We also, as Ryan mentioned, we have our Meals on Wheels program where we really are trying to provide a low cost, affordable option to provide food for those in need. We really want to be able to meet people where they're at. And so if they live on one of our campuses or they live somewhere within the region, we want to be able to provide them a meal if they need one, because a lot of seniors struggle, not always financially. Sometimes it's the ability to get to the grocery store or to be able to prepare a meal and be able to have some contact from one of our delivery drivers to be able to deliver a meal is a great way to continue to build connection with them. And then finally, one of the ways we're really trying to help is we've actually had a partnership with San Bernardino County where they've provided us a block grant to be able to help seniors in the Upland area. So seniors who qualify in Upland can get free meals right now through our Meals on Wheels program, which we have this grant through August of 2026. And so we look forward to helping as many seniors as we can with that block grant and be able to continue to help provide free meals for seniors in need.
And one of the things that I want to make sure also that I mention, folks, is I'm going to put the information here. So if you want to reach out, it is connectliving.org, and here's a phone number. So make sure you guys write it down. And if you have any questions, please reach out to them. They're amazing folks. I will say that I've been able to visit you guys, and I think one of my comments I made to Carrie was, when that time comes, and if I am by myself, this is the place where I want to wind up. It was like really cool, talking to some of the folks there, and just the environment you guys have created for seniors is very nurturing. It's just pretty amazing. The fact that you also have so much going on during the month. There's nothing that someone can say, well, there's nothing to do. Nope, you got plenty to do, and definitely share that with folks as well. So that kind of leads me to my next question. And since we're talking to you, Nick, as the CEO, what sets Connect Senior Services apart from other senior care resources?
Yeah, so I think one of the big things that we really focus in is an under talked about aspect of senior living is that senior living is really segmented into three groups. There's kind of this bottom 20 seniors who can qualify for affordable housing, and that's great. We have a lot of great resources in California. California is a great state. Our county does a great work, and our city does great work providing for seniors in need. And but if you make a penny over that kind of bottom 20 threshold, you automatically are kind of out of some of those resources that are available. And then the other half of senior living is usually the built for the upper 20. It's these you move once and you never have to move again into these multiple levels of care. But the problem is those really start in our area at the $5,000-$6,000 a month, which really makes it hard for seniors to be able to afford, where Social Security is not even $5,000-$6,000 a month. They're having struggling to be able to move into those communities. And so our real hope is to meet the middle market, so that we call it the hidden 60 that don't qualify for anything through government programs, but can't afford to just move into a luxury senior property. We believe that middle 60 deserves every bit of dignity and respect as they age in place and be able to have community, have resources, and be able to get things as they want. And so we not only provide housing, but we provide a lot of additional services. And one of the ways we stay affordable is by doing it a la carte. We don't force you into housekeeping. We don't force you into dining. We really allow those to, as you need them, as you're aging in place, and say, I need a little more support in housekeeping, or I need a little bit more support in dining. I can pick those things up, and I can kind of build a program that supports me as a senior in the place that I'm at right now, and not paying for things I don't need, which sometimes I can't afford when it's an all-in bucket. And so,
Excellent. And so now I'm going to come back to the question I was going to ask you guys a little earlier. So I want you to think of a connection, senior connection. And like I said, I'm sure you got tons of stories, but what's one senior connection you have made while working there that stands out for you? Like, obviously, you're not going to mention any names, but what is that one connection that you always look back as like, I made that difference? Maybe I'll start with you, Carrie. How about?
Yeah, sounds good. Thanks, Carlos. Really, just within those couple weeks, kind of reiterating what I shared a little earlier, is one of the residents. I went to actually many residents' homes to get to know their stories and to see their beautiful apartments, to hear their amazing gems of wisdom. And I was just so amazed with how one of our residents helped start our community. She was also on the original board in 1972. And her story amazed me. She worked so hard and she never thought she'd live here. She thought she was just building, a home for older people. And it's a full circle for her life where she lived here and loved it. So that just made me smile, especially looking at her photo and then also seeing my grandpa in the same photo and the story she had about working together with him and the other board members. And also, Ray Musser was on our board to start our community, and he still supports us. And so I just feel like there's so many wonderful people behind us and who helped our beginnings, and we're continuing to grow. And I love the stories of every senior I get to meet here.
Excellent. How about you, Ryan?
Yeah, I'm just thinking of one person in particular who, has lived such an amazing life. And her husband traveled the world. She was a traveling nurse and served a lot of people. And now she's here in our community and is making a difference here. And her years of being a nurse comes in helpful, and she's always helping and encouraging other people to take their meds, or maybe it's time to go see a doctor. And the residents kind of look to her as a peer. But, she's a person who's lived a kind of an amazing life of serving others, and now it's our chance to serve her. And it's just been fun getting to know bits and pieces of her experience around the world, and also here in Upland and the different things that she's experienced and making a difference.
Excellent. And last but not least, how about you, Nick?
Yeah, thank you. One of my favorite stories is we had a couple that moved in. When they moved in, the wife really had been acting as a caregiver for her husband, who had early dementia, wasn't speaking, hadn't spoke for almost a year. She really moved in because she needed community. She said, I can't be on an island taking care of him. And so when she moved in, she said, we're both going to come to lunch. He's never going to speak. He's just going to sit there. He's going to eat his meal. We just need to get nourishment. But I need community. And so they came to lunch. They moved in, came to lunch. And on his third lunch, he started talking.
Wow.
And he talked and shared stories and shared his life for multiple years in our dining room, where he talked and continued to kind of found a new life and some new energy moving into our community. And you got to see the joy of that married couple be able to see her husband come back to life and really interact with people that she hadn't seen in over a year, and really gave them a great couple extra years before his dementia just continued to accelerate. But to me, that's kind of just the heart of what we do, is watching our seniors thrive and being able to put in a place where they can find new life and find an opportunity to thrive where they're at. And so that's always been a meaningful experience to be able to witness that and see the hard work of our staff who've just built and loved in on these seniors. So
That's awesome. And I want to thank you guys again for coming on the Upland Forum and sharing all of these great stories and obviously resources. So folks, if you're just joining us, please make sure you watch the beginning of the show and share out this stream. There's a lot of folks out there in our community and beyond our community who could really utilize some of these resources and talk to really amazing people. So I definitely want to, again, say thank you. That was such a meaningful conversation with Carrie, Nick, and Ryan from Connect Senior Services. They remind us that the heart of Upland isn't just found in our parks, events, or small businesses, but in the people who care for others with compassion and purpose every single day. So if you are someone or someone that is looking for guidance, resources, or just caring conversations about senior care, make sure that you visit them at connectliving.org. I will put on here the phone number once more, so you guys make sure that you copy this down, please, and make sure you give them a call if you have any additional questions as well, too. So this has been the Upland Forum, where we celebrate the people, places, and partnerships that make Upland such a special community. I am Carlos Garcia, and I will see you next time as we continue to shine a light on more of Upland's hidden gems.